Okay, hi guys, how you doing? I want to do this this tutorial I wanted to do it anyways, but since we're having some of these issues with the textbook, I thought it would be perfect to do it right now. So if you guys saw this message, those of you who are having issues, you can actually go to Safari Books Online, and this gives you a week free membership. I'm not real sure how it works, and as I state here, I can't. There's some copyright issues, so I can't just reproduce the chapters and give them to you. What I can do, however, is I can reproduce the contents and give them to you. So this is the two chapters. These are the chapters that are due for our reading for this week. So what I thought I'd do is I'm just going to go through both of these little presentations and show you exactly what each one is talking about. So let me go over here to Illustrator. I'm just going to close this guy because I just want to start all over. I'm not going to save anything, so let's get out of here. Okay, and I'm just so you can see, well, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but right now I'm just going to go down to my Illustrator, which I have in my dock on a Mac, and I'm just going to open Adobe Illustrator, okay? And this is what you see when you open it. Now up across the top, next to the Apple menu for those of you who are using a Mac, I want to go to I want to go over to File, and I want to say New. Okay. Now I can say New File, and this dialog box is going to get, and I can name this new file here. Let's just call it Test. Okay, and we can profile it as a print file, a web file, or a device file. So basic difference, folks, is that print file is going to be set at CMYK. If we change that to print, we can see down here. Print mode, color mode is CMYK. If we change that back to RGB, you'll see that print mode is now, color mode is now RGB. Okay, so basic RGB is for screen, and for print is CMYK. Okay, so remember that, okay? Print output is CMYK color mode. Screen or web color mode would be RGB. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll just go for a basic RGB. And if you want to change these, you can change these units right on the fly here to inches. A lot of us are much more accustomed to using inches. So I'll just go 8.5 by 11 and get us to a standard. Okay, and I'm just going to open it up. Now, we're not going to bleed or anything like that right now. Okay, and I'm just going to say okay. Okay, and here's my file. All right. Now, conversely, I'm just going to leave that right there, and I want to show you something. I can also go File, New from Template, and I'll open my template file, and you can see that there's a bunch of templates in here. Like, for example, here's business cards. I can open that guy up, and you see here's 4 up business cards, and it goes over to 2 up, and then it goes over to just 1. And that, of course, would be what size, folks, is business cards. It would be 3.5 by 2 inches. Okay, so let me just get rid of that guy. And as you can see, they're both, these are both open up across the top here. So this one I'm just going to close. That's the template file. Leave us back with this file here. Let's go back to, that takes care of launching Illustrator and creating a new document using templates. Let's take a look at artboards. What are artboards? We're not going to be using artboards much in this class at all. However, I just want to show you what they are. You can go to basically an artboard, as those of you who have used Illustrator so far know that historically it's been a single page. It's not been a multi-page program. So you are stuck printing one page. Well, that's not true. A few versions ago, they added these things called artboards, which are basically just different pages. So you can add an artboard by saying, I'll give you an example of why you would do this, but I add an artboard. Just let's go down here to or let's go up here across the top, the menu across the top, and go to Window. Let's go to Artboards. And here it is right here. And I'll just go down across the bottom here, and I'm going to say Add New. And that's going to add a new artboard. Okay, and as you can see, there is the new artboard. Let me give you an example of why you would want to do that. Okay, on one let's say I've got a client and I got their logo. Here's their logo. Now the client calls me back and says they want a business card, a letterhead, and an envelope. So what do? I open another artboard in the same file with that client with their logo, and this time I create an envelope, a business card, and a letterhead, and I just put them in the second artboard. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So now you have two different artboards, two different jobs, same client. Okay. To get rid of an artboard right there, okay, I'm just going to go back to my artboards. Let's go to artboard number 2, and let's just get rid of that, and that leaves us with our original artboard. Okay. Modifying artboards, aligning and rearranging artboards. Folks, you'll read about that when you get your books, but it's not anything that we're going to be doing in this class. It's a little bit more advanced, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Definitely read it, though. Saving a document. Let's take a look at the saving a document. So here's a couple of things we're going to do. Always save your documents as Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so that would be File, Save. Okay, and of course you're going to save a backup. So what I would do is I would do a Save As, and it's going to say Adobe Illustrator. I would leave your Save As that. Always, always, always save a copy of your Adobe Illustrator native file. You can also, from here, you can save as and go to, I'm sorry about that. You can, sorry about that. At any rate, I was saying you can do a save as. And save it wherever you would like. And you can also, when you go save as, you can go into your format here and you can save it as a PDF. You need to know that because you're going to be turning some of your files in as PDFs, okay? Okay, I'm going to cancel out of that. And to end a session, just file, close. If after you save it, just file, close, and that ends your session, and then close down Illustrator. Pen tools. Okay, drawing with the pen tool. Folks, look, I'm going to show you a couple of things with the pen tool here, all right? Click and drag is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm in CS, I'm in Creative Cloud here, so you guys might not have, if you're using CS6, you might not have these markers that I'm going to show you. But anyways, let me take my pen tool here, and I'm just going to draw a couple of shapes and let you see what I mean. So here's my pen tool. I'm going to click that, and let's say I just want to draw a heart. Okay, I'm going to start down here. Okay, there's my first point. Now, this shows me the direction I'm going. Yours might not. But let's say I want to go up here and draw my heart. Okay, so I can see that a drag, click and drag is the technique. Notice how I clicked and dragged. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to click and drag. Okay, and you can see what happens. Okay, so I want you to try doing that. Click and drag. Okay, I want you to try to do that a bunch of times with different shapes. Let me show you a really good way to practice. If you're in Illustrator, and I want to come over here to, I'm going to go up across the top of that window. I'm going to say, I want to find my symbols. So it says my symbols menu is open, but I don't see it. So I'm just going to close it and open it again just to find it. So let's go. Symbols, there it is. Okay. Symbols. Okay, here's my symbols, and I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to open it up and say open symbol library. And let's just go to any one of these. I'm just going to go to celebration, okay? And you see these are my different symbols here. And if you take a look at these are really good things to practice with for your pen tool. For example, let me take this guy right here, and I'm just going to drag that right out there, and that's that bow. It's on my artboard right now, so I can move that symbols window over. I'm going to take the corner of this, place my cursor over it, hold my shift key so I can make that bigger. Okay, now I'm going to go over to my windows. I'm sorry, my layers window right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is lock that layer right there. Now, nothing can happen to that layer. Next thing I'm going to do is add a new layer. Okay, that new layer is on top of that first layer. I'm in that new layer, so I can now go to my pen tool. I'll go to my pen tool. I'm going to make sure that my fill color is set at nothing and my stroke color is set at black. Okay, that means the stroke color is the color of the actual path. The fill color is the color in between. So in other words, when you make a circle, the stroke color would be just the black circle and the fill color would be red, or if it were whatever color. Okay, so I'm going to start just showing you how to practice with this. And here I just laid my first point. Now I'm going to just click and drag, and I want you to watch that bow in the background. Okay, so there's the first thing. Now I'm just going to, let me Command Z that and do that again. So lay it right there. And then I'm just going to click and, whoops, sorry. I'm going to click and drag so I can watch that. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm just clicking and dragging and watching that little shape tool change shape when I click and drag. Okay? So I don't have to go click, 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 click. I just have to go click here and drag it out this way a little bit and watch that pen tool move beautifully. Now I've got it set here. I'm going to see where that line's going to go. I'm just going to drag it out like that. Okay, drag it out like that. Follow the path, and so on and so forth. Okay, so okay, now I'm just going to stop right there. Okay, and I want to just take this away and see that that's what we have. And all I did is click on the eyeball. And that's what we have there, okay? That's just the start of that path, okay? Now I want to show you a couple more things and then I'll let you go. I'm already over 11 minutes. So we have converting an anchor point. So what we have here are these anchor points, okay? So let me zoom in here. The anchor points, the least amount of anchor points you have, the better, the smoother your lines will be. So if I go over here and I take a look, I can see my anchor points. There's one. There's one. And I can convert these anchor points by going to this pen tool, holding it open, and there's a little tool at the bottom called Anchor Point Tool. If I come over here, and I don't know if you remember this anchor point here, but this is one where I clicked and dragged, okay? So that is a curved anchor point. I can change that into a straight anchor point by just clicking on it. Now you can see it's a straight anchor point. See how it's straight? Conversely, I can go back to that tool on a straight point, let's say that, and I can convert it back to a curved anchor point by grabbing the handle and moving it. Okay? So this, folks, it just takes practice, practice, practice. All right, now the exercise is draw a knife with the pen tool, and that's great. Practice with your symbols. You can also go to, where are my symbols? Sorry, symbols. You open that symbols guy up here, wherever it is, right there. You go to that arrow right there, and you say Open Symbol Library, and you have all sorts of different things that you can try sketching out with your pen tool. Okay? So there you go. Try it, work with it, practice, practice, practice. It's pen tool. You gotta practice until your fingers are numb. Seriously, it takes a lot of practice, and the pen tool is the anchor point of Illustrator. Okay? Any questions, guys? Any problems? Get with me. Okay? Thank you.